everybody, welcome to my channel. Everything I say is alleged, my opinion, and for entertainment purposes only. Let's get into this review of Love and Marriage Huntsville season, I don't know, episode, whatever. So we open up with the baby shower, and Tiffany is in distress, and she's seeing stars when she opened her eyes. Stormy go get Kimmy, because Kimmy's the nurse. Kimmy asks her if she has any issues with her blood pressure. Stormy asks if they should call 911. Tiffany said no, because she's going to be fine. Kimmy wants to call 911, but Tiffany said she's fine. Stormy tries to call 911. I said that so many times. 911. And there is no service. So Big Lou carries Tiffany out and put her in a truck, and they head to the hospital. Then we get the Scotts with the Schultz scene doing a photo shoot for a groundbreaking. Marcel is in his confessionals talking, but I can't hear what he's saying because the truth ain't in him. Here comes Tisha in her pink dress and heels on a construction site. Eye rolls, okay. Tisha said she had an issue with Gino. And I'm like, no, you didn't. You had an issue with your husband kicking you out the office to make room for Gino. So that issue would be with your husband. Tisha feels like Gino is a great addition to the company. Marcel said Gino is going to run the projects while he helped Tisha with the expo. Tisha said Marcel can focus on bringing in the deals. Child, please. I can't with this so fake ass scene right here. You can tell when Tisha is lying. This is just in my opinion. When she talks, she starts bouncing when she talks. You can tell when Tisha starts lying. Her head start moving. Child, anyway. Marcel talks about being with Martell and them talking about doing things like this. But Gino came in and saved the day. I said that part. They put their pride to the side. And instead of... Did y'all have issues? I'm sorry, did you and Gino have issues? But anyway, they put their pride to the side, and instead of laying out their accomplishment, they said, how can we work together? Shade to Martell. You hear that, Martell? But this is your friend, okay? They talk about the expo and how the comeback group didn't work out. Maurice said, when we started the comeback group, there was nothing in it for us. He said because of egos, humility, and once money got involved, it caused issues. Now, in my opinion, even giving back, you have to at least break even. So I don't know what you're talking about. Unless you got it like that, you got to make some money, even if you break even. To feel like you don't have to pay people for their time is just ludicrous to me. Anyway, they're talking about the sponsorships. Thanks, Mel, because that was her idea, because they was clueless to the sponsorship thing in the first meeting, okay? They want to get a sponsorship and help other people get things done in the community. You still going to have expenses, so how are you going to pay for the expenses? That's all coming out your pocket? Anyway, they claim it's not about the money. So you're doing an expo with vendors, which you want the community to pay the vendors to support their business. So what are you and Marcel doing at this expo? I need more details. Because I've been to a few expos, and there's vendors everywhere, and they have entertainment. They have sections where they have speakers coming in, and I'm sure them speakers ain't speaking for free, okay? Vendors, anyway, that's money coming in. So what do y'all plan to do with this money after y'all pay y'all expenses? I'm not understanding. Side note, did y'all notice that they never said what the project is that they're working on for this photo shoot? How do you do this whole display but not say what the project is that you're doing? This is for the people who don't follow them. You brought this to national TV. Like, what is the project that y'all working on? Mel meets with her attorney to talk about her name change and going back to her maiden name. We find out that she can't change her maiden name because she's in a court case with Martell. And here Melody was like, listen, he controlled me when I had his name, and now he's trying to control me, and I ain't even with him. Child, I can't. She talked about the invasive request from his attorney, like they wanted her phone records, passwords to her social media, and want to know who she was dating or romantic with after the divorce. So we find out that her attorney had to send Martell papers because he was popping up at the house and constantly calling Mel. So they had to shut that down. She said it's getting better and it had slowed down. So then they show Martell meeting with Miguel Wilson, who's a suit designer. Martell said he don't let the suit wear him. He wears the suits. Martell said he's passionate about what he wears. Child, I can't. Okay. Can you at least get a size up? Because all your clothes look like you're busting out of them. It's giving Incredible Hulk. Okay. Miguel said he started in the wedding market. Martell said his bold style matches his bold style. He wants to sell his suits for $700. So Martell wants to create a suit line. And I'm like, great. Hopefully it'll keep him so busy he can leave Mel alone, okay? So she can live her life. God dog it. He needs $100,000 to get started in designing his suits. They invite him to be in a fashion show and introduce him and his line. But there's a big but, okay? He got to come up with that dough, that moolah, that skrilla, okay? Anyway. Then they show Tiffany and Lou. They talk about rushing her to the hospital. She had low blood pressure, and we found out that the baby is okay. The doctor told her to slow down. Lou said that he was scared seeing Tiffany going through it, and he wants her to slow down. He got emotional about that. They end up talking about, what Lou talked to the guys about outside the baby shower. And Lou basically said Marceau was in it, and he ain't got nothing to do with it. And told Tiffany to mind her business and don't get him into stuff. And I agree, okay? We get to this Black Expo meeting. Kimmy comes prepared with binder because they haven't heard from Tisha and Marceau since the first meeting. Now, what business people who's putting together an expo would not keep in touch with the people that they want to be a part of the Black Expo? Even if they ain't reaching out to you, you got to reach out to them too if you really want them to be a part of it. But that's just my opinion. Mel and Kimmy talk about never dissolving a comeback group. And if the expo is going to be using the same ideas, it should be used as the comeback group Black Expo. Kimmy tries to talk about Mel's dating, but Mel shuts that down with the quickness. Okay. Tisha and Marceau are late to their fake ass meeting. Martell walks in with Marceau and tries to shake Melody's hand, and it was cold on that side of the room, okay? Martell thinks it's childish. I said, boy, bye. All the things you done put this woman through, but she's childish? Wasn't you the one that pushed the chair away at the first meeting? But she's childish. I can't. Now, did y'all notice that Kimmy and Maurice are again sitting at the head of the table, but this is Tisha and Marceau's meeting? I'm just saying. Tisha walks in late. She says she sent the email to everyone, but no one responded. To be honest, I don't know if I would have responded to her either, because she ain't give enough information in that first meeting. So what you want them to respond to? Tisha says she decided she's not going to pay anybody in the group. Mel said in her confessional, so let me get this straight. You going to pay other people for their time, but nobody in this group? She says she want to see the reason why. Tisha mentions everyone's business by name, but called Mel business her products. This is why nothing will prosper for you, Tisha. The shade you keep throwing for no reason. You know what Melody keep posting, every demon comes a blessing? That would be you. Anyway, Tisha did this whole speech I couldn't understand, but Kimmy cleared it up for me. Copycat Tisha just said everything that the comeback group has done will apply to this Black Expo. Martell sounded really, really intellectual for once. I don't know if I was impressed by it, but he sounded intellectual for once. He wanted to know why they didn't want to pay. He said there are influential people in this group and can bring something to the expo. He didn't think it was fair that Tisha directed her statement to Mel. I agree. But Mel could speak up for herself. You do know that, right? But anyway. Now, did y'all notice when he talks about Mel, he is so clear and precise? Okay. Mel said it's interesting that they are bringing up sponsorships, but at the first meeting, they didn't mention sponsorships. But now they're taking her idea like Mel didn't come up with that shit, okay? And I mentioned that earlier in my review. If y'all don't know, sometimes I watch my shows and I'm reviewing them at the same time. So I'll be having questions. So I kind of speak it out. So I said the same thing. So anyway, Marceau said, anybody's desire to be paid is greedy. You and Tisha can't be trusted. Y'all stealing ideas and making them your own. You both just proved that you are fledglings at this business thing, but claim to be successful business people. Y'all hands are being, what did they say? Your slips are showing. You and Tisha are fledglings at this. Mel brings up people not sponsoring her events. Mel with Melody with mimosas, or mimosas with Melody. Tisha jumps in to say, I tried to support your skincare line, but you had me escorted out. She just had to bring that up. Okay. Wasn't that in the first season? We now in season 6. But anyway, Mel said, we're talking sponsorships, Tisha. And Tisha had nothing to say. She was stuck on duh. Tisha in her confessional said, I know Mel is not sitting here with a straight face saying I didn't support her. I tried to support her, but she didn't want me involved. Tisha is so stupid. They are talking about sponsorships and not support, girl. She don't get it. You only supported the event probably because there was prominent business people in the room. To Mel's point, she was just simply saying, when I had my events, nobody offered to sponsor my event, but yet y'all here asking us to pay with our time to support y'all event. Y'all wasn't that supportive of Mel event. And if you go back, Kimmy was the only one that came to one of her Melody with mimosas. Or is it mimosa with Melody? I keep messing that up. Sorry, y'all. Tisha wants to get sponsorships and give it back to the small businesses in the community. They are not getting paid either. You know, her and Marcel made that clear that they're not getting paid either. Kimmy says she finds that hard to believe as an entrepreneur. Kimmy, I said the same thing too earlier in my review. Like, you want to at least break even as a business person. Even if you don't make a profit, at least break even. Tisha was in a tizzy about what Kimmy had to say. Instead of hearing Kimmy out, she said, I know what I thought and what is in my mind, which ain't much, girl. Ain't much in that brain as a businesswoman. Come on, girl. Tisha still didn't come into this meeting with a notebook, a computer, a pen, nothing to take notes of this meeting, to hear people out, maybe get better ideas so they could come back to the table with the next meeting and have plans and options. I mean, this was your idea, you, Marcel, and production's idea, right? In my opinion. Like, throw all your degrees away at this point. Like, damn, at least fake it till you make it, girl. And one last thing. I wonder if they did that. Remember that whole thing they did on Instagram trying to raise money to build homes for, I guess, the underprivileged? I wonder if they tried to do that to show that they could raise money before this episode. I mean, I'm just thinking that out the box right now. Maybe they didn't do that, but it's just seeming that way. But it didn't work, as this business meeting didn't work. Anyway, guys, that's all I got. Like, comment, and subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you know when my next video comes out. And I will see you guys in the next video. Peace.